Are you worried about what you might need to give up to file for a consumer proposal or bankruptcy in Edmonton? Understandably, money is already tight, and the idea of giving up assets you need and work hard for seems overwhelming. Keep watching. Keep your assets. Fortunately, if you file for a consumer proposal, you do not need to give up any assets, including your house or car. The ability to keep your assets is one of the reasons why a consumer proposal has such an appeal. If you file for bankruptcy, you do not need to give up all of your assets either. Bankruptcy exemptions exist for reasonable living expenses and to enable you to earn a living still. They are not a disciplinary process. Bankruptcy is governed federally by the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act, which defines 3 kinds of exemptions: the property you hold in trust for other persons, GST credit payments, and prescribed payments relating to your family's essential needs. And other exempt property is defined by the province or territory where you live. Alberta has an exemptions list in the Civil Enforcement Act. This outlines which of your assets and how much equity you can keep. The Civil Enforcement Regulation sets out additional exemptions. Which assets? Depending on your circumstances, the following exemptions may apply. Food required for you and your dependents for the next 12 months. Clothing for you and your other dependents up to $4,000. Household furnishings and appliances up to $4,000. One motor vehicle up to $5,000. Tools of your trade up to $10,000. Your principal residence, including a mobile home, up to $40,000. Social allowance, handicap benefit, or a widow's pension, as long as the proceeds from the payment are separate from your other funds, and many more things. Dependents. You may be wondering who qualifies as a dependent. Dependent is defined under the Civil Enforcement Regulation as one or more of the following: your spouse or adult interdependent partner, your child who is under age 18 and lives with you, any relative of yours or your spouse or adult interdependent partner who, because of mental or physical infirmity, is financially dependent on you. Any other person who the court defines is financially dependent on you. Treating exempt assets. Once you have selected your exemptions, the law requires that you exchange what you own for the unsecured debts you owe, or that you repurchase the license from your licensed insolvency trust, LIT, at an auction value. If you can pay the value of the equity above the exempt amount to your LIT, then you do not need to liquidate that asset, such as your home or car. However, the law requires you to use that equity to pay some of the money you owe to your creditors, which is why you would need to come up with extra funds to keep that equity. Equity is the difference between the value of the asset and how much you own on the asset. It is essential to speak to your LIT about your specific situation. Be sure to disclose all your assets, debts, and sale of any property within the last few years. Your LIT can then inform you about the treatment of your assets depending on the option you choose and your circumstances. For example, the debt solution you want will impact how much inheritance you can keep that you receive during the process should one arise. Get help. At Fox Miles & Associates, Inc., our LITs serve the Edmonton area, including Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, St. Albert, Spruce Grove, Stony Plain, Ludic, Hinton, and Edson. We can submit a consumer report or bankruptcy and provide debt help for you or your business. For more information, contact us for debt help in Edmonton. Call us at 780-444-3939 today.